All righty. Let's take some questions. Anybody got any questions? It's been a big weekend. Big weekend. Did anybody see the Oscars?
That's what I'm looking at.
Anybody see the Oscars? The Oscars? What was the first thing that happened crazy with the Oscars this year? You know about that? Go ahead.
They didn't have a host.
Say again?
They didn't have a host.
They didn't have a host. Why? Why didn't they have a host? Go ahead.
Because the original host was supposed to be black, and he did not want to hold the Oscars.
Okay, we got to lock in on what's going on in the world. That's all. Kevin Hart, you understand, had made some homophobic jokes back in the day, had apologized for those gay jokes that he made, right? And so somebody found the tape when they found out he was going to host the Oscars, and wanted them to apologize again. He was like, hell no. I'm not, so they ain't had no host, right? Fine. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't find nobody, you understand? Just like General Shalom say all the time, it's going to come a time when black people, if we just walked off the job, you understand, or if you don't pay your bill, you understand, what's going to happen? Is the white man going to come get everybody's car? I don't think so. He already got a gazillion cars just rotting in some parking lot somewhere that'll never see the light of day as far as somebody getting in, because he's just a hoarder, and he wastes everything that he put his hands on. So with that being said, we should walk off at some point in time. We should say we didn't have enough. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't take the pressure. He had to bounce, right? Because of a homophobic joke. So you got this fake individual. He's Jewish. Juzi Shomiet or whatever. He looked black, but he's not black. His father is Jewish or what have you. He's up in Chicago lying about somebody in the magma hat said that they was gonna they beat him up or what have you. So he lied about that. Why? Because he wasn't getting enough money from off of the show or what have you. So here we go with who won the Best Picture award last night at the Oscars or what have you. So Spike Lee had made The Black Klansman, right? The Black Klansman, saw that one. You know, it wasn't the best work. It wasn't the best work ever. And so there was this movie called The Green Book, right? But it was just like Driving Miss Daisy. It was just like The Butler. You understand? Like movies that black people, why would you want to relive the past? That past is to the enjoyment of white people. You know what I'm saying? That is what is going down when you see, you understand, a picture like The Green Book, which gives no credence to the real reason why there was something called a Green Book. That's the problem, right? They didn't even recognize the true fact about the Green Book. They had some white guy, you understand? They, like the people who the story was even crafted about, his family was like, no, this is garbage or what have you, because the guy wasn't like that. I think his name was Victor, Terry Victor or something like that. This musician or what have you that hired people to drive him through the South or what have you was supposedly the story, but the Green Book is related to what happened when you tried to travel in the South, called Driving While Black. Ain't that right, Ricard? When the police get behind you and here come the flashing lights, and what have you done? Nothing. You understand? Some towns, you understand, in the deep South, they had a sunset law. You understand, where if you got caught.
You talking about sundown town?
Yeah, the sundown town.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. If you drove through the town, what was you gonna get? You was gonna get lynched if you made the mistake of driving through the wrong town in the middle of the night. Go ahead.
Salakia. That town that burned down was a sundown town. Was it Pleasant?
Paradise?
Paradise.
Paradise out in California.
Paradise.
Racist as hell. You understand? The Lord burned it to smithereens. Burned it to smithereens. We went out there for the cookout. It was lovely. You see the smoke in the air and everything. You knew all of it was just burning down. And here recently, you understand, in Pasadena, San Bernardino, Phoenix, the water. Phoenix, and I don't know if it snowed in San Diego, but for sure, it snowed in Vegas, Phoenix, and what was the other? Pasadena. It was crazy. You understand? Like that almost never happens or what have you.
It showed the snow on the cactus.
Yeah. Say again?
It showed the snow on the cactus out there.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Like it's crazy. The Lord is doing something with this place. It's something else. A shooting in Chicago. Yeah, it's gonna get warm. You know, that's the regular. When they go off, the whole town go left. It's like kind of like they used to call Baltimore Mob City. If you know what I'm talking about, you understand. I believe that this place is the whole city was like row homes, and it burned down damn near because of some of the things that this town is capable of. You understand? When you bring everybody downtown or what have you, they go off. You know what I'm saying? So the Green Book, you understand, was about some cat. The movie was about some cat that needed a driver, and so he went to go get a mobster. You understand, some white Italian mobster or what have you, a reverse driving Miss Daisy movie. You understand? Go ahead. 30, yeah. You know, they go to the left in Chicago.
3 hours fast.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's just the shenanigans. But the better story is the story related to, one second, the story related to in Germany, they have a company called Sig Sauer. They got one in Massachusetts and they got one in Germany. What do they sell? They sell, raise your hand.
They make guns.
They make guns, right? So they have rules in law. A rule is you can't sell a gun to a conflict zone, somewhere where the Iran-Contra affair, the people in Colombia have been at war with their government or what have you. So they have international treaties where you are not supposed to sell weapons to a part of those oppositions down there so they can shoot each other up. So Sig Sauer, they produce some guns, right? Ship them to the plant in Massachusetts, right? And then they ended up down there in Colombia. You understand? And so now the white people in Germany arrested the president of Sig Sauer, the owner of Sig Sauer. They arrested his ass in Germany. You understand? And I say that they need to do the same thing to what's going on in these cities or what have you. You understand? Like Illinois, you know, so you get caught with a gun, you going to jail immediately, but it doesn't matter if you got free guns going out into the street. They just giving out guns to kill to children down there, just like that episode where they had the shoes in a tractor trailer just pulled up on the side of the road or what have you, thinking nobody, open truck, nobody was going to go in the Joker, you understand, to find out what's in their neighborhood. The police sitting there watching you the whole damn time. Let me get him.
And, if I could, there's all those shoots that's going on in Chicago. They've been talking about, they don't necessarily think it's black people that shooting them. It's, you seen those silicone masks and the hands that they got out, they got reason to believe.
A lot of theories.
It's a lot of like white people putting on masks that make them look like a silicone face and hands.
Hollywood is real.
Black people doing it, but they think it's really the police doing it to make them shoot each other.
It's out in the street. You understand? Hollywood is out in the street. It ain't just on TV. Go ahead.
Of course, the white dude doing that too. They call him
Bank robbing. Yeah, he bank robbing and stuff like that. So they say, or what have you. But you understand here, of course, your boy Trump would say fake news. He would call it fake news. That's what he would say. Right? That's what it would be to him. Fake news. So with that being said, shooting in Chicago is not a surprise or what have you. You know what I'm saying? It's not a surprise at all. They've, been doing that for quite some time. But we talking about once you left Chicago, once you left New York and went down south. The Green Book, you understand, was a book where you had to find places in order to stay when you was out on the road. You understand? I think I did a teaching on this in Baltimore long time ago or what have you. I'm not sure, but I couldn't find it on the net or what have you. But the movie has nothing to do really with what was the problem or why you needed a Green Book. You understand? And it was just the Uncle Tom-ism of the time, being the butler. You understand? All of that MLK junk. You understand? All of that integration, all of that was the problem of why, you understand, we needed a book like this. Meaning that you got to look at it now. Over 50 years, there was only 500 lynchings, you understand? But those was 500 acts of war, you understand, compared to 500 murders in Baltimore in one year. For instance, you understand, it's wrong, but, for one race to attack another race, you understand, that's an act of war. That's an act of war, you understand, in that capacity, seeing that we were under them in a far worse condition, and then we supposedly free, and then they wholeheartedly attack us in the cowardly way that they did. You understand what they would do? Those were acts of war. You understand? What they did to the Native American Indians, you understand, it wasn't them settling or the new land or what have you. No, they was waging war on the Native American Indians and exterminating them. You know what I'm saying? So what they was doing was instilling fear in us, to fear the white man. You understand? When fear the white man. You understand? You got that? That thing came on. So that was the whole thing. This Negro Motorist Green Book is what you needed. This brother, who was a postman up in New York City, his last name was Green, right? He got together after a while thinking about my superhero power. He thought his superhero power was figuring out that what could I do to help my people when they went somewhere? You understand? By him working in the post office and him being privy to a lot of different information or what have you about how people travel and things of that nature, he was able to come up with the idea of finding out where Black people were that could help you when you in your time of need, when you were traveling. You understand? It was the grapevine at first. It was by word of mouth that these things was going on, how you knew how to be safe down there. And I believe he started it in about 1941. So I'm going to read the reason of why he created it. You understand? And it had businesses like Black Wall Street type affair going on, because you had to support your own. You couldn't go into any rest stop. You couldn't go to the wrong. You could go to the wrong gas station and you'd be in trouble. You understand? You ain't gonna get no gas. Where you gonna go if you stuck for gas and ain't nowhere to go for many more miles down the road, the next town or what have you, that might do the same thing, what have you. So you had to be on point. You understand? Like, this is a safe house. The Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge is a sanctuary. You understand?
Right.
Where you are going to be safe. You understand? Like, when you travel the country, you best believe you got somewhere to stop. You gonna have brothers all over the place in different schools that's gonna look out for you when you go somewhere. You understand? If you need to go somewhere, you understand, this is what we're gonna provide up here as well. You understand? Just like when the brothers came for the academy yesterday. You understand? On Saturday. You understand? We're gonna have somewhere for them to put them, house them, clothe them, and feed them, and to send them on their way safely or what have you. You know what I'm saying? That's Israelite custom. You can't let nobody lay out in the street. You know what I'm saying? It's always the right thing for us to do. But then the sickness and the disease of fucking integration was just too much. It was too much, you understand, for them to resist. And so I'm going to read you the words of the brother, Mr. Green, and what he had to say in reference to why he created this. So we're going to do a little historical dig or what have you, because the story in the movie was pathetic. It was completely pathetic how they had another driving Miss Daisy. And to top it off, the cat was gay, that he was driving through the South or what have you, screwing white men at the rest stops and in the hotel rooms where he knew that they congregated or what have you. You know what I'm saying?
I heard the family of the black man,
right,
is they don't like the movie. They saying that they were trying to exaggerate the relationship that he had with this white guy. And they said it wasn't like that.
So was the relationship true?
So what the family saying, no, they wasn't that close, like they trying to make it up.
So he did have a white man on his payroll. But he had other black people on his payroll. He had his brother on his payroll. He fired his brother too, because like inaccuracies, like he made them wear suits and ties or what have you when they was driving them through or what have you. You understand? Meaning that you was boy if you was with white people or what have you. That was the only way you was getting into the restaurant. If you a cowboy or what have you. If you was black and you had a white driver, you understand, then you know, was staying in a hotel and he was staying in another hotel like they had in the movie. That's how it looked. You know what I'm saying? And that cat, you understand, it just reminds me how they could win the best film. They could win the best film for showing some gay man, you understand, being driven around by a white man, you understand, and him not liking him and the black man trying to win him in the end and stuff like that. And yeah, it was just, you know, the whole thing is just, you know, unseemly, you understand? Spike Lee, you understand, and the Black Klansman, you know, that was just as bad, you understand, that a Negro would think that he could join the Klan to bring down the Klan or what have you, knowing that he ain't do a damn thing. The Klan is still alive and well and in the White House right now today. You understand? And the red hats and the what are they? The blue code of silence. You understand? That blue uniform and them red hats. You understand? They got the red, white, and the blue now. They got the white KKK, the red magma hats, Make America Great Again, and they got the blue uniforms. You understand? So they got the whole. You know what I'm saying? What is the red, black, and green doing for a nigga? You understand? Not a damn thing. You want to say something?
Most of the time, some Black Klansmen is posing as your doctors, your lawyers, people of profession during the day, and during the night they'll go ahead and put on their hoods and go for a ride.
You said black who?
I mean, you know those Klansmen, those ones that your doctors, lawyers, professional people. They'll go ahead and
they're the Coast Guard. They've been in the military since 1994, and the national headquarters in frickin' Washington D.C. You understand? Peering down on the Negro, looking up everything, manifesto, terrorism manifestos on the damn internet, at the job, stockpiling weapons in his little basement apartment in Silver Spring, or what have you. You know what I'm saying? And you think he the only one? He ain't the only one.
He was his man in his emails they got. He was trying to do the same thing. One thing that they want to do is make it look like the group going against him attack the police, like he was saying, or black people attacking the police. But it's only them attacking the police because they're trying to get the police, the police to overreact.
Exactly. So what I want you to do, you understand, is pull out some scriptures that's going to back it up. You understand? You get you a Bible over there. You understand? I don't need as much help with the story as I do with you recognizing that's in the scriptures. You understand? That's what we're going to do. We're going to find it out. No doubt about it. All right. So let's see here. Okay. No diggity doubt about it. Okay. See if we got any questions on online as well. Did you get the link? Did you get the link for the online class schedule? I mean, the online class check-in. There's a login link that you get from Officer Karak.
Officer Karak?
Yeah, in California. You have a sign-in and an attendance sign-in and a sign-out sheet online for every class that needs to be
I'll get in contact
addressed.
with him, sir.
Okay. So, back to the story. The Green Book. Let's talk about what his actual business was. This is the Negro Motorist Green Book. With the introduction of this travel guide in 1936, it has been our ideal to give the Negro traveler information that will keep him from running into difficulties, embarrassments, and to make his trips more enjoyable. The Jewish press has long published information about places that are restricted, and there are numerous publications that give the Gentile whites all kinds of information. But the Jewish press has long published information about places that are restricted, and there are numerous publications that give the Gentile whites all kinds of information. But during these long years of discrimination, before 1936, other guides have been published for the Negro. Some are still published, but the majority have gone out of business for various reasons. In 1936, the Green Book was only a local publication for metropolitan New York. So you even had to be wary about what was going on in those 5 boroughs. You understand? Of course, in what year was that? In 1893? No. I'm thinking, no, that was 1913. The New York race ride, the movie Gangsters of New York. Yeah. You understand? That movie was about how Irish people, who the police traditionally something like that. You can look it up and back it all the way up. But you know what I'm talking about. The gangs of New York. Irish people are the police, but before they became the police, they decided that they did not want to go to war, you understand, in order to help black people. I believe it was pre-Civil War, maybe. It might have been the Civil War. I'm not sure. You gotta get the whole story. You gotta get the whole story. Well, anyway, they didn't want to have anything to do with any repercussions that would help black people at the time. You understand? So what they did is they rioted and hung and killed black people in the streets. You understand? That's what was going on. So you had to be wary of what you was doing, even in New York City in those times. Because those Irish people, the Italian people, and Jewish people, and Russian people, and Polish people, You understand? Every Edomite Central up there would have something waiting for you if you got out of line in New York City back in 1936. You understand? It was not a good, wholesome place. Even though you had the Harlem Renaissance, even though black people didn't suffer like white people suffered during the Great Depression. You understand? White people went absolutely ate you know what. But, you know, black people survived through it. We had the first black millionaire, a woman, Madam C.J. Walker, that came up during that time, made millions during that time, or what have you. You understand? Damn near before Rockefeller and them and Ford and them got their money making cars and stealing oil. That black woman, Madam C.J. Walker. You understand? You see how far we didn't fail. We need a green book for sisters to stay out of the goddamn Korean nail shops, the African hair braiding spots. You understand? We need a green book. You understand? I brought this out in the streets is because, you know, you look at Pennsylvania Avenue, and if you've ever done any history in Baltimore, you understand, and in D.C., that certain places were bustling with black business. You understand? Like Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma. You understand? Rosewood. Many cities that you had black cities that were doing well or what have you, but because of white murder, you understand? White terrorists, you understand? White terrorists that send drugs in your community. White terrorists that put goddamn guns in your community. You understand? That's what's going on. You understand? They, just like white terrorists got in a goddamn airplane that belonged to black people after they started burning down the whole town of Tulsa, Oklahoma. You understand? The Negro section. You understand? Got into the plane and threw sticks of dynamite on the other houses that he couldn't readily burn down. You understand? He burned down over 100 blocks of businesses, you know what I'm saying? Shops, hospitals, schools, churches, you understand? And killed countless thousands of people. You understand? Countless thousands of people is what he managed to do, just like he's done no change in all of these cities where black people were, and when he delivered drugs and guns into our hands. You understand? With the civil rights leadership in the churches, you understand, promoting black people to join white society. Or as you read down in this Green Motorist, his goal was for us to have fun when we went down south. But Negro, please. Negro, please. You should have been using this to stay away from white people forever. You understand? Forever. You understand?
Damn right.
So I'm going to continue to read on. It says, in 1936, the Green Book was the only local publication for metropolitan New York. The response for copies was so great, it turned into a national issue in 1937 to cover the United States. It was in 50 states. You understand? When you had somewhere, Canada and Mexico and the islands as well, where they had listings, you understand, of where you could stay safely. You understand? It's kind of like what the I.S.U.P.K is doing, building up these schools, you understand, these camps, you understand, where black people can be safe from white people, you understand? The response for copies was so great, it was turned into a national issue in 1937. This guide, while lacking in many respects, was accepted by thousands of travelers. Through the courtesy of the United States Travel Bureau, of which Mr. Chas A.R. McDowell was the collaborator on Negro affairs. So you had a collaborator on Negro affairs. Know what else you had? You had your own water fountain. Wasn't that sweet? You understand? You had your own water fountain. You can drink your colored water. You understand? Colored water. But you wanted to sit on white people's toilets too. Black leadership told you to sit on white people's toilets, strive to sit on white people's toilets too. You understand? Where do you think he brought the smallpox from? You understand? Where do you think he brought it from? Right off of his narrow behind. You understand? Off of his narrow behind. So they had a United States Travel Bureau with the Negro section of that. You understand? To give Negroes a service or what have you. What have you. Let's see. With the two working together, the guide contained the best ideal for the Negro traveler. Year after year, it grew until 1941. PM, one of New York's great white newspaper, found out about it. So he's, you know, this is the mindset of a Negro at the time and why he created. These is the creator, Mr. Green's words about, you understand, how it was discovered by white people. You understand? Like last night, the best dressmaker, or you know, what is that stuff? What they do?
Best dress.
No, not the best dress. The costumes or what have you. The costumes for in the movie Wakanda. The first Negro that ever got elected for best wardrobe maker, and the first Negro to win the award for best wardrobe or costume creators in the damn Oscars last night. You still got to hear about it. Some just being verified, you know, your existence being verified by white people. That's all that, you know, these white shows is all about anyway. You understand? That's all it's all about Negroes, you understand, trying to get faced with the white man to become the first Jackie Robinson. You understand? Some Uncle Tom Negro, some stepping, fetching, shoe shine, you know who Steve Harvey behind, you understand? Don't talk to me about slavery, Negro. You understand? That's what they wanted. That's all they wanted. So they wrote an article about the guide and praised it highly. At the present time, the guide contains 80 pages. You understand? Let me scroll back up. It says, numerous business places, including whites, which cater to the Negro trade. Like, you have once again, you have this thing going on. Like I said in D.C. last Friday, we didn't get to speak last Saturday in Baltimore. Black people, you got to be crazy if you think you gay after Julius Chomiet did what he did or what have you, as if it was some kind of a black issue or what have you. They trying to carry it like it's a black issue. It's not a black issue. It's about him wanting to be gay. You understand? Just like this movie and the way that they portrayed it, you understand? It wasn't a black movie. It wasn't about the real issue or why there was a green book. You understand? About you having a place to stay. You understand? When you travel. You understand? When you had to go back down south. You know, every Negro USA left from Mississippi, Alabama, and went to Chicago. You understand? Every Negro in North Carolina and South Carolina and Georgia went up to New York. You understand? But when you had to go back down there, because of course you left your big mama down there. Big mama was tired. She gonna stay on the land and stay with Big Daddy. You understand? Not him, her husband, not Big Daddy, the white man, but the same damn thing, because they love to defend white people. You understand? They love to defend white people. Big Daddy was sharecropping, and so she wasn't leaving him down there. So you had to come back down there. Everybody got roots in the South. Everybody got roots in the South. So you understand? It says business places, including whites, which cater to the Negro trade. You understand? So you had the Underground Railroad. You had white people that would take your money. You understand? White people don't mind taking your money. Look at integration. White people fully decided that we're going to take you niggas' money. You understand? That was the whole thing. How else could they be on top of us now after all these years if they didn't decide, you know what, Martin? You were right. Let's get these Negroes money. You understand? And that was the end of us. We lost all of our businesses. You understand? We lost all the respect for ourselves. And you understand? Here we are. We done woke up. It's 2019. And we still ain't figured out that they gaming us every second they get. You understand? Those issues are issues about homosexuals. You understand? That Green Book issue. You understand? They didn't bring out nothing about how your life was in danger from white people if you was driving at night, driving while black, driving while what's his name? Terrence Clutcher. The brother that got shot in Minneapolis, right? You understand? In every other instance of what you done heard about Sterling Alton, you understand? Alton Sterling, yeah, in South Carolina. You understand? You driving, and here come the police. There's a tape out right now of some white sheriff in Connecticut or what have you, got a brother, you understand, got the gun all up in his grill piece or what have you, over a traffic stop or what have you. You understand? You people are all the same. You understand? They would just take you and hang you, and you never be heard of from again. You understand? You never be heard of from again. You understand? That's what they were doing, and you had better know which Green Book plan that you was gonna have in order to get to where you needed to go. You understand? So, what was you saying?
So they put in that movie,
Right. That was a more accurate representation of what was happening. They on the damn tour bus. World renowned. Would have been world renowned, but white people would steal your goddamn song, right? And have some white group singing your goddamn song or what have you, because they wasn't gonna play it on the white radio stations or what have you. That's the history of rock and roll, how they stole rock and roll from us or what have you. You know, it's how you get Elvis Presley, king of rock and roll or something like that. When you had, you know, the greatest, you understand? You had the greatest. So it's completely, you know, crazy how white people operate, and we ain't understanding that they just was pushing the gay agenda once again. That's why they gave the movie the award. You understand? When taking down the KKK seemed like a way better promise of where we should be going. You understand? We should still be fighting the white man and knowing that he is completely trying to destroy us, but he's completely trying to turn us gay now. He got all our money, you understand? The only Negroes that got money is gay black people. You understand? The preacher, he's a gay black man. You understand? Or a gay black woman. You understand? On the podium. That's what you got. You understand? So why in the hell are we not waking up to what's going on? You understand? Kevin Hart didn't do the show because he got accused of saying something gay, as if there's something wrong with saying something about something that's gay. You understand? What's his name? What's the name of the little cartoon? What's his name? No, the black cartoon. That's gay granddad. You understand? Boondocks. That's gay granddad. You understand? It's always important to point out something that's gay, something that's unseemly. You understand? So what they trying to do is just make a mockery of. You understand? Like how is your blackness going to take second class citizenship to you being a woman? Now all of a sudden your feminist rights is more important than you being black. Is you crazy? Did you gonna put yourself over your man and talk about is it more important that I have black women liberation or what have you? You understand? What kind of garbage is that they are feeding us? You understand? That's ignorant as hell. Amongst the other tricks, I'm forgetting more of them than I'm saying out of my mouth or what have you. He got so many tricks that ain't even funny.
This TV show that comes on, and it's supposed to be a show for couples that call Couples Court.
Mm-hmm.
He don't hardly talk. They supposed to be two married judges. He don't talk. She do all the talking and all the liberation while he's sitting there looking dumb. And I'm like, why don't speak up? That's because they gave the power to her. Exactly. So we fell for that. You understand? Now we falling for this homosexuality or what have you. You know what I'm saying? That's, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. It has something to do with everything that's going on. So how are we to combat it?
You understand? Are you supposed to shut your mouth? No, you're not supposed to shut your mouth. You're supposed to get on that podium and blaze on homosexuality. You understand? And show everybody that it was just a mental disease a few months ago. You understand? They changed the medical books. You understand? It had it listed as a, you know, why should I have to pay my tax dollars to give you an operation because you feel like you want to be a man? You understand? Or you want to be a woman?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Why should my tax dollars, you understand, have to go to that? Why should I have to pay for that? You know what I'm saying? It's your choice, so you pay for it.
Right.
You understand? It's your choice. You understand? But they giving a gender reassignment or what have you. Your premium's going up because now they got to cover gay people. You understand? They got to give a gay couple rights. You understand? When meanwhile a man having more than one woman, you understand? They won't even hear that for 5 seconds on the street. You understand? They're going to, you know, be up in arms about, you know, why it is that you even opening your mouth about how a man can have more than one woman, but yet and still they fine and dandy with a man laying down with another man. You understand? It's cray. It's super crazy. You got a scripture?
I was gonna say that.
Give me some scriptures. Give me some scriptures. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, guys.
So he went on to say,
Daniel 7:25.
pull it and be ready to read it.
Come on, guys.
It says, there are thousands of first-class business places that we don't know about and can't list, which would be glad to serve the traveler. Why are you lying on white people like that? Talking about it's thousands of businesses. You understand? White people is day-to-day with your monkey behind. You understand? If they want something, you understand, they might use you. They might use you every once in a while. Like Bob gonna smile in your face at the job, right? But that don't mean that he your friend. You understand? He just waiting to stab you in the back. You understand? There's many instances of brothers becoming heart surgeons. You understand? And the white man couldn't do the goddamn surgery right here in Baltimore. You understand? And he gets all the accolades for being the goddamn the damn surgeon, the heart surgeon. You understand? Meanwhile, the black man was the goddamn janitor in Baltimore. Yeah, Johns Hopkins University. Yeah. So you understand? Just because he smiled in your face don't mean he your friend. Just because he now lets you go in his restaurant don't mean he's your friend. You just lost all your money and lost all your black businesses. You understand? Lost your mind, lost your woman, lost your children. You understand? All of that. Okay? I'll call for you. Which would be glad to serve the traveler, but it's hard to secure listings of these places since we can't secure enough agents to send us the information. Each year before we go to press, the new information is included in the new edition. When you are traveling, please mention the Green Book in order that they might know how you found their place of business, as they can see that you are strangers. If they have taken, if they haven't heard about this guide, ask them to get in touch with us so that we might list their place. If this guide has proved useful to you on your trips, let us know. If not, tell us also, as we appreciate your criticisms and ideals in the improvement of this guide from which you benefit. There will be a day sometime in the near future, here's the Uncle Tom part, when this guide will not have to be published. That's why they changed the movie. You understand? Why they could disrespect him openly by making it about some white guy driving Mr. Daisy. You understand? A Negro who wants to be homosexual wants to be a old white lady. So it's driving Miss Daisy. You know, it was what the Green Book movie was about. Some Negro that wants to be a homosexual, a white old lady. If you gay, if you black and you gay and you a man, you want to be an old white woman. That's all you want to be. You understand? You want to be Margaret Sanger's her mother. You understand? Who she dearly hates. You understand?
They even pushing it in these new movies that's coming out now. DC.
You got a scripture for that?
Oh, come on. On Daniel 7:25.
But you ain't reading scripture.
Okay.
Yeah, give me a scripture next time. You show me where the scripture is. So it says, there will be a day sometime in the near future when this guide will not have to be published. That is when we, as a race, will have equal opportunities and privileges. You understand? Mr. Green was black. You understand? But he desired the integration strategy of being able to do what? It will be a great day for us to suspend this publication. So you see what he had in his head the whole time. You understand? To sell out. You understand? Instead of to build up his people, his total goal, like you just begged for a place to not be ridiculed, to be respected, you understand? To be safe. But then you say that one day we ain't gonna need to be safe or what have you amongst our own. We shouldn't build the camaraderie and the brotherhood, you understand, for us to always know that we got each other or what have you. The goal was always to get into white people's bed. It's ridiculous. It will be a great day for us to suspend this publication, which they did, you understand? Dumb. Like he left his job as at the post office to work on this full time. You understand? It made him gainfully employed. I'm sure he was getting some money or what have you. Talking about he couldn't get enough people to be agents, to bring word or what have you. Negro, probably because you was spending up all the goddamn money as opposed to putting more effort into making sure that the book grew so black people will be safe wherever the hell they went. But meanwhile, in the back of your head, I'll have enough money soon enough, you understand? And when we get white people to love us, you understand? I'll be a good nigga. I'll be a good nigga for Whitey, and he'll love me, and you understand? And it won't be no need for this book or what have you, you understand? Because I'll be accepted and I can go stay at all the delicious white establishments and eat at all the white good food spots or what have you. You understand? If you're poor, like Steve Harvey said the other day, you understand, the best way to help poor people is to not be poor. That was the Uncle Thomas coolest ass you ever heard in your damn life. You understand? He said that. I was like, boy, we lost. We super lost. So these words right here is, the same mentality. It's the same mentality. You understand? Let me finish it up. It's only one more sentence. Suspend this publication, for then we can go wherever we please and without embarrassment. You want to go and be all right with the people that already embarrassed you? Why you want to be with them? You understand? Why you want to mix and mingle with them? Anybody who hates you that much, you trying to be their friend, and you ain't going to make a boundary forever. You understand? When you get right in the situation, is you going to, let bygones be bygones and for everything to be cool? Is that how it should be? Or should you say never again, like the so-called Jewish man? That's why he had his list. He had his list, you understand, because he knew that white people was going to do what they did in World War I and World War II to they dumb behind. You understand? They knew it was a black book from the giddy up. You understand? So, listen, we're going to show you. Just give us enough time. We're going to show you if you want to be a Negro, we got something for you. We can put you in them ovens. You can be black as you want to be. You understand? You can be black as you want to be. You understand? So, let's see. But until that time comes, we shall continue to publish this information for your convenience each year. You understand? So it's convenient, you understand, to not have any businesses right now. That's convenient to you, that your money hit your paycheck on Friday and by Monday you broke. And nobody that looked like you got any of your money. That's convenient. That's not convenient. That's just destruction. You understand? That's destruction. You understand? So if because you hear my voice and hearing how it was really set into the mind of somebody who made a green book, you understand, even though it was supposed to be used for our good, how they could switch it, you understand? How they could switch it right in front of our face, you understand, and make mockery out of it by driving Miss Daisy Part 2, you understand? That's all it was. Wakanda forever. That's what it was. Like, how can you have those two tickets on the ballot for best movie in the Oscars? Or in the same thing, but the one, you understand, where supposedly, you understand, black people had a high technological society and authority, rulership, dominion, businesses and flourishing and things of that nature, but yet and still driving Miss Daisy Part 2 win. Not to mention stupid black Klansmen that Spike Lee mad about. You understand? Like, how can this happen to us? How we confused? How we confused? You understand? It's disgusting, man. I tell you. Here's another insert in this book. The Green Book helps solve your travel problems. Our travel problems haven't gotten solved yet. Try to go out the country. You got a felony, you ain't going. Try to come into the country. Let me draw the picture for you. You understand? Try to come into the country on the land that was your foremothers and forefathers' land. You understand? See if we don't have travel problems. Get a good-looking car and be in the wrong neighborhood at the wrong time. Our travel problems is you know, they still going on all over the place. Now you gigging, you Ubering, you working for Amazon, you understand? You ain't getting no benefits, you understand? You ain't getting nothing, you understand? You dropping off stuff at everybody's house or what have you. They wearing your car out, you understand? They overcharging you for the goddamn car, you understand?
Not too long ago, I think it was like about 10 years ago. I didn't even know in New Jersey, I went to a gas station in New Jersey, and one of the guys, and I was wondering why all the white people looked at me funny, and the guy said, you ain't supposed to be around me. I'm like, what? I didn't even know what part of Jersey I was in, but I wasn't supposed to be around there.
I'm
so
sure.
I got to get my gas and get out. I was like, I felt violated.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You should have said, welcome to America. You understand? God bless America. You should have said, got back in your car and drove the hell off. Oh, goddamn America. That's what you meant. So by Wendell P. Austin, Special Representative, S.O. Standard Oil Company. All right? I'm not sure if this cat is black or white. He's the special representative. It probably was a Negro. He worked for Standard Oil. It says, through the ages, men of all races, you understand? You got to read through, you understand this stuff. All men are created equal. Then you read down lower, 3/5 of a man. You understand? You got to read through this stuff. It says, through the ages, men of all races have moved from place to place, some to seek new lands, others to avoid persecution You understand? Or intolerance, and steal others for the sake of adventure. That's the white man. The vagabond, you understand? What is that? Wisdom of Solomon 5, or no, Wisdom of Solomon 2. Y'all gotta come with you gotta come with them scriptures. You understand? How the white man operate on the earth. You understand? He never it's in the Psalms too. He never keep his place at home. That's in the Psalms as well. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We gotta dig for them deep treasures. You understand? He never keep his place. You gotta run with them words and find. I know I don't know where everything is right now, but you understand? They in there. He's never a keeper at home. You understand? He's an adventurer.
Also the one that say to turn up things upside down.
Well, not so much. You understand? We talking about how Esau was a hunter. You understand? You understand? And Jacob was a man that dwelt at home. He dwelt in the tents. He chilled. I'm paraphrasing.
You remember the brother used to come again? The older brother, like white.
Yes.
I saw him yesterday.
Mozart Crust.
Yes, sir. The lot, and I told him for the campus. I mean, for the school.
Right.
He said, I was like, man, you lucky. You never explained to him. I couldn't. He said he couldn't go up there. When he was
Yeah, back in the day, you understand, this was Jew land.
Right. He told me that.
Jewish folk, you understand? Just like how Jewish people took, what's that part of New York where Jewish people took? It's part of Brooklyn. I ain't got my Levite hitters in here, but you know, they know. You understand? Up there where basically all that section of Brooklyn was black, you understand? Until the white Jewish man just came in and took all of it, you understand? Like the Latinos came over and displaced the so-called Jewish man out of this area. But I'm sure he's closer to the water now. You understand? If you've been down, what was that, Boston Street or what have you? You know what I'm saying? All that is plush now. You understand? He gonna move it all the way around till he get all the way to Dundalk and Essex, and it's gonna be gazillion-dollar property all around down through there, what have you. You understand? So we have been avoiding persecution, running from the white man, running from the deep south to up north. You understand? Trying to run back into Egypt in many cases. You see this, see where we're going. You got to pull up them scriptures. Okay? It says, today men of all races continue to move, and for much the same reasons, though since the days of the foot traveler and the ox cart, they travel with more convenience and comfort and at a far greater speed. For most travelers, whether they travel in modern high-speed motor cars, streamlined diesel-powered trains, luxurious ocean liners, or globe-encircling planes, there are hotels of all sizes and classes waiting and competing for their patrons. Name me one black hotel. It's hard. It's real hard. Real difficult. They used to have boarding houses. We used to have boarding houses. You know what I'm saying? What was the name? Lackawanna Blues. Perfect example. General Commander Junior one of his favorite movies. If you haven't seen that, go see that. Or what have you. Lackawanna Blues. Yeah, some old crazy spelling. What have you? Look it up. It'll come up. You look it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, shame. We got to go up into the hotel up in New York for Passover. You understand? Because we ain't got our own. You understand? But it's 1,000 Trump Towers up there, what have you. You know what I'm saying? Could you imagine if we had to stay in his hotel, the booking the Passover? So I'm saying this, you should be mad. Like, why I didn't say that yet? You know what I'm saying? You should be mad. You understand? You should be pissed off that we got to stay in some devil's hotel. You understand? They got a good sum of cash up off of us. Good sum. You understand? And ain't nobody can tell us what y'all doing. You understand? We going to work every day on these plantations. That's what we do. So, you know what I'm saying? And we having to give our money right back to the devil, you understand, as soon as we earn it, for anything that we want, for the one of all things. You see where I'm going with it? Yeah. Okay. It says, for most travelers, whether they travel in modern, let me skip down, excuse me. Pleasure resorts in the mountains and at the seashore beckon him. Look at Puerto Rico. Look at Puerto Rico. The white man is just down there trying to get everything he can. Now that, you understand, the Puerto Ricans is displaced, don't have no power, don't have no food, didn't get no FEMA help. Thank the Lord they ain't send no goddamn dirty formaldehyde lace FEMA trailers down there or what have you. You know what I'm saying? You be dead with cancer, you understand? Oh man, you understand? All of the islands down there, he got all of the prime beach land, you understand? Where you go and travel down there and stay on some exclusive resort, and the people whose island it belonged to don't even, they can't even go on the property. They can't even go on the land. You understand? That's how the operation of the so-called white man is. You understand? That's what they get ready to do to Venezuela. Take the oil, you understand? The gas, you understand? All the is abundant down there, you understand? They can't focus from trying to get in with white society to build up some agriculture, you understand, and establish the fact that they got one of the greatest resources on the planet down there, the rainforest down there. You understand? Rainforest got all kinds of plants and stuff in there that heal you quicker than anything the white man got for you. You understand? He got stuff that's going to kill you. You understand? What you begging for his medicine for when everything is abundantly supplied, but you got your nose too far up his behind. And now he see what you got and he want it. You understand? So he going to try to, put in his regime. You understand? Just like he did in Colombia. You understand? They was fighting each other, but why was the cocaine coming up here? Because the white man was on one side, you understand, making sure that the cocaine got up here. You understand? And giving all the guns, you understand? Sig Sauers. You love that Sig Sauer? You understand? It was down there in Colombia, killing all your brothers and sisters and making sure that the cocaine got up here. You understand? But the Germans, why didn't America had Fast and Furious? That's what they had, where the goddamn, the attorney general, you understand, a black attorney general didn't even prosecute the fact that he found out that they were sending goddamn guns, you understand, down to Mexico for them to get into the hands of the cartel, you understand, so that they can go down there and arrest them. They setting everybody up. How the hell do you think guns get into Baltimore City? You understand? Illegally, where more criminals have guns than law-abiding citizens, right? Law-abiding citizens that go get a regulated permit that they spend money for. Your woman can, or your neighbor can now go and red shirt you, or there's some red law they got where they can just go down to the precinct and say, well, I don't think he should have the gun. I think he's unstable. You understand? They had a little altercation over there. You know what I'm saying? I'm really scared or what have you. Like, you raise up your voice in your house and shut down bullshit in your house. They say they're going to go put a peace order on you for your gun, your lawfully gained gun. Shooting going on out in the street or what have you. You didn't legally got your gun. You understand? They wonder why you going off, because shit going crazy. Shit is upside down. You understand? And they wonder when you raise up your voice, oh, they coming to get your gun. You understand? You're going to be Corinne Gaines is who you're going to be. You understand? Sitting up in your house. They gave her the money, and then they said they overruled the money or what have you, the money for the family, for the, them coming in there and doing the Sister Durham. You understand? Yeah. You understand? Yeah, yeah. They sued, won, and then overturned. You understand? They're gonna come and get you. They're gonna come and get you and take your legal firearm. You understand that you paid good money for. You understand? Meaning that the white man ain't stupid. You understand?
Because they say one thing and they do something else.
Yeah.
They say one thing
You
to
understand?
appease you. And once the whole public gets appeased, they come behind it and undercut these people to take
Right.
their money back.
You understand?
That's Psalms 55 and 21.
There you go. Most High in Christ. Read it. Let me just stop myself.
Psalms chapter 55, verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart.
That's him.
His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords.
Drawn swords. You understand? That's how he operates. That's how he operated with Gad. You understand? That's how he, create a problem, make a conflict zone. You understand? And then come up with the solution or what have you. So, the problem is the black leadership, you understand, Latino leadership is not on their job outside of the I.S.U.P.K. You understand? They need to be hog-tied and replaced. You understand? They need to be tarred and covered down there and whipped. You understand? But they will be the vagabond Jews. They will be the vagabond Jews very shortly. You understand? This house right here gonna have some safe stuff. You understand? You're gonna be safe when you come and get the U.P.K. book. You understand? U.P.K. gonna have houses in Baltimore, safe houses. You understand? You understand? Harriet was right, nigga. You just didn't know you was a slave. You thought, you enjoyed it. You was enjoying it. She freed 1,000 if they thought they were slaves. They was on the plantation in slavery and still didn't think they was enslaved. Ain't nothing changed. She said she would have freed thousands more. You know what I'm saying?
Took away the sense of pride.
Huh?
Took away the sense of pride.
Took away whose sense of pride?
Slave.
No, the white man had beat the black off of us and everything else. You understand? Our sense of being a people. You understand? So of course she would have to say that. You understand? To wake them up. So let's see. Body mind. Yep. So let's go on. Let's read some more of these high-powered words. Roadside inns and cabins spot the highways, and all are available if he has the price. You still better not stay at the right place, the wrong place, even if your money is good. That's what you better understand. It says, for some travelers, however, the facilities of many of these places are not available, even though they may have the price and any traveler to whom they are not available is thereby faced with many and sometimes difficult problems. The Negroes travelers' inconveniences are many, and they are increasing because today so many more are traveling individually and in groups. You understand? You high and you drunk out in the street. We famous. You understand? We high and drunk at the club or what have you. We traveling. You understand? We ended up at the wrong house. Remember the sister in Chicago knocked on some devil's door, lost. You understand? He shoot her dead. You know what I'm saying? Top-ranking orchestras and numerous minor ones, concert singers, and various musical organizations. Meaning you being a pickaninny, shoe shine wearing, dancing Negro, singing Negro, or what have you, buck dancing Negro, you understand? And you moving over the country in increasing numbers, touring clubs like the one in the nation's capital, which chartered 3 of the most modern buses of the country's largest bus lines. You understand? Once again, you got on the goddamn, you boycotted the white man's bus. You understand? But then, you understand, back in 1930 something, you had to pay extra monies to get these large buses in order to go somewhere. You understand? I bet you that was a feat not nigh unto, you know, moving a mountain. You understand? To have gotten that together. But you was boy. You was boy. You understand? You was boy, meaning that if a white face was on it, you could get your things done. You could get your business done. You was driving Miss Daisy, you could go eat in the restaurant. You enter in the back door, you get your food or what have you. The white folk wouldn't lynch you. You understand? Because you was good black folk. You understand? You work for Miss Daisy. Everybody respect Miss Daisy. You understand? It says that we had large bus lines for a trip to California and Mexico this year, and are growing in numbers. So you get a bus boycott 20 years later. You understand? In the 60s or what have you. We didn't learn anything. 5 heartbeats. You understand? We didn't learn nothing. We didn't learn a damn thing. Now we still on the back of the bus, paying for it. You understand? Paying out our noses. You get paid on Friday. By the time you buy that bus card, pay your rent, gas and electric, some food. You understand? Some rags. You understand? You get the big booty hole and the damn blunt. You understand? Right. You done. You can barely afford to get on that bus. That's if you were smart enough to buy a goddamn weekly bus pass or a monthly bus pass. If you just scratching up change trying to get on, next thing you know, the black bus driver trying to put you off the bus or ride by you when he see you. You understand? Because of what you did the last time, got on the bus and didn't pay the fare. You understand? Man. More students and teachers and many others in the field of education seeking further training in the country's major centers of learning are traveling. Right? What happened? You got bused to the white school. You understand? You had a black school. You had a beautiful, beautiful black school. You didn't have the best books. You understand? But you walked 3 miles to school, so it must have been goddamn important. Must have been important. Now your children are getting raised by the Xbox. You understand? The Nintendo, right? They doing sex education in there, huh? Johnny's allowed to wear a dress in there. You understand? What is they feeding you in there? You understand? They got your children on Ritalin in there. What's going on? You understand? You don't graduate. You don't graduate. Your daughters is becoming hoes in there because they went to church and then they went to school. You understand? And then they went straight to the stripper pole. Or if they went to college, they got knocked up and they went home and they didn't get a goddamn education. You understand? They just became 3 and 4 baby mama having, you understand, big mamas, you understand, later on in life. That's it. That's all. That's all that happened. That's all that happened. Man. Nothing to show for. We had over 130 something odd HBCUs. We damn near under 100 now. You understand? We damn near under 100. You understand? This is what we had to do. It's another green book. They made this story, but they hid it from black folks. You understand? Because the Jewish man had something to do with it. You know what I'm saying? The green book, right? You had to find somewhere to stay, right? You understand? We had schools, right? The schools was jacked up, you understand? Leaking roof, what have you. You had to leave and go and work for your daddy because he was a sharecropper. He needed all the hands that he could find. So you had to drop out of school after you got 12 years old. You had to drop out of school. That's what happened. You had to drop out of school. And so, you understand, in order for it to even be hospitable for you to go into that school, that you had to somehow figure out how to build another one or how to get money for it. They got a movie out like this too. You understand? Where these Jewish cats, you understand, the creator of Sears and Roebuck, you understand, got with black people, namely George Washington Carver, you understand, and they began to make schools around the country in the rural South. They were called Rosenthal schools, what have you understand, where they had to do something, you know, Carver, Tuskegee, you understand? Pull yourself out by your bootstraps, you understand? You could respect the certain part of it where you had to go and make something happen. And the only way that they can make something happen is they got with these Jewish bastards or what have you. You understand? This unholy alliance between black people and Jewish people. You understand? God, I'll take another little that. So this unholy alliance was the only way that the black people could get a lot done. That's the only thing that we could get done was to get with them, right? Rosenthal was the creator of the Sears catalog or what have you. You understand? Know what he had in his book? He had a house in his book. You could order a goddamn house in his book. Yeah. You could order a house from out of the Sears catalog book. They deliver the stuff and they come, and just like you can build a house in a day, you can build a house in a day. You understand what I'm saying? You can build a house in a day. You can get everything you want, you understand, and make it in a day. You understand? In a minute, they're going to be 3D printing houses. You understand? Don't worry. You understand? They're going to be 3D printing. That's what's getting ready to happen. Rosenthal, you understand, Sears and Roebuck got in with a Carver. He went and seen him. Uncle Tom shuffled for him, you understand, got some backing, and then they went to the white man and got loans. So it was a three-part series here. You had so-called black man, you understand, the Negro, working with the Jewish white man and the regular Christian white man. They would go and we would raise our part. The white Jewish cat would throw in his part, right? You understand? Because we always supported them. Why you think you had up in New York all kinds of Jewish furniture shops? What's his name in Baltimore? What's that? Franklin Town Mall? Who was that? Old Town Mall? All them shops was owned by Jewish people. That was another one of their spots or what have you. You understand? All the furniture stores and stuff like that. You want to say something? Levitt's. That's Jewish. Them Jewish people. Right up here. Yeah. What you want to say?
Sir, I worked with them. They still got a lot.
Yeah, know what their name is now? Their name is who is Donald Trump's you know I brought this out too. Donald Trump's stepson. Yeah, his son-in-law, Jared Kushner. He owns all of them little shits in Essex and Dundalk, all them little apartment complexes and stuff like that. Them little rat hole slumlord spots. He owns all them joints. He say that that's the best real estate to have, meaning that you didn't left the city. Because all of the drugs and the goddamn guns and shootings and stuff, and you ran out in the county, and you got to get on the bus, because there ain't no jobs out there. You got to go all the way over to Catonsville, all the way on the other side, the west side. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to ride the bus somewhere in the county to get a goddamn job. You understand? And you can barely pay your rent, and all of them, they used to be nice. I used to live in Essex. You understand? They used to be nice, you understand, until Negroes started moving out there, you understand? Then it became, you understand, you don't want to move in the Extra Gates or forget some of the other spots out there. Tall, village of tall trees and all that old garbage out there. You understand? White folk was out there. I was back in the 80s. It was not a good time, you understand, for you to be out there. I was out there. I grew up all around them devils. You know what I'm saying? So, it was bad. It was bad, you understand? So, you had to go and secure the loan from the white banking establishment. The Jewish man would throw in the money because he knows he would have, you can go get your furniture for him. You'd be in perpetual debt to him. You know what I'm saying? He give you a little credit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Just like that book that the Muslims, Nation of Islam, put out. You understand? The secret relationship between Jews and blacks, or what have you, about how, you understand, the underhanded so-called Jewish man, you know, studied us, gave us a little benefit or what have you. You understand? Operated or what have you. Then he became an administrator. It's like you go into these schools and you see these teachers or what have you. They undercover Jewish people. They done got up in these places. They didn't move, creeped all up or what have you. And now, you know, it ain't nowhere that we can go that we gonna not run into them. You know what I'm saying? Where they run in some portion of the city and you wondering why it ain't never getting better for us or what have you. You know what I'm saying? They sitting up there. They sitting up there destroying us on high, right? So these Rosenthal schools that Carver got with this cat that created Sears, Rosenthal or what have you, you understand? And he built these schools, you understand? Just so much like, you know, where would you go? You understand? Where would you go if you had to go down south? You understand? How would you stay safe? You understand? Where would you go? Just like if you had to go north to run from the white man to escape slavery to go to Canada. You understand? The Underground Railroad or what have you, so to speak, or what have you. So what would they do? After you get the loan from the white man, you understand? They got hit. They come out with their sheets and they burn that mother down. They burn it down. After you done built the school, you understand? You done raised money. The Jewish man threw in the money that he didn't charge you with interest. You know he's Jewish, you understand? He tried to look at the scriptures. You know he's a bankster. He owned all the goddamn banks, you understand? The central banks, not the little ones where the white Gentile regular Christians own, you understand? The central banks, the world banks, you understand? The IMF or what have you, the monetary fund, you understand? He owned all them, the big top banks or what have you, setting all the interest rates and stuff like that for the whole world. The Rothschilds or what have you, you understand? So he was giving us our interest to put into the school or what have you, so that he could call on us whenever he needed a favor, which was he's doing with the Russians did the black people. He went and got Martin Luther King to try to turn us against white people who he knew it was going to be a problem, you understand, if they didn't have full control of us. So he tried to subvert us, you understand? White Jewish people own Hollywood, you understand? But there was no tinge of it, all of it, no tinge of why they'd rather control it from the background than for you to say the Oscars is some Jewish event or what have you, when they is the ones that the backing of all Hollywood. You understand? All that that's going on, they is in control of that. And why do they want black people on TV? You understand? Because we making a full-out ass of ourselves on TV. I remember so many stories that have come up through the years, being in the truth of embarrassment, complete and utter shame that we've caused our race, you understand, from buffooning on the goddamn TV or what have you, and on the radio. Who's paying all these Negroes to talk that they talking on the radio? You understand? Jewish man is doing that. So he's subverting our practice of being subservient to the white people and making us being feared, completely feared by the white man, where the white man has an excuse to try to go out and demonize us further. But the white Jewish man knows that by us being unstable is the way that he can even control the White House and control the white man, meaning that how in the hell does the white man in the White House decide that he's going to move the United States Embassy in Israel, you understand, to Jerusalem, knowing that the Palestinians is being handled like we handle our niggas at home. You understand? They dog them out. We dog the niggas out or what have you, just like they dogging the Palestinians out. But the white man who called himself Jewish over there, Amalek, you understand, they is the chief house of Satan. You understand? They done stole our identity. Can I get a scripture? Quick.
Revelations 2:9 and 3.
There you go. There you go. There you go. I'm gonna give you all of the gunpowder you need. You understand?
Come on.
So they go burn down the damn school. You understand? After you done raised the money, took the loan out. You understand? And they done burnt it down. You understand? Just so you. And in Mississippi, they still got one of the worst education rates or what have you in the nation. You understand? Down south or what have you. It's crazy. It's completely crazy. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it is. That's how it is. That's more businessmen representing increasing Negro enterprises are traveling from city to city, and more white corporations cognizant of the mounting purchasing power of the Negro consumer. So they got a video. They got a video out. It was a guide to white people on how to entice black people to spend their money. You understand how black people, how you can entice or get the black customer or what have you. They knew it right here. You understand? Because that's what we consuming right now. You understand? We, you know, you got a goddamn chip in your card, every card you got, but you ain't got the mark of the beast because you go and buy something from the store. You got it because you're a goddamn Christian. That's why you got the mark of the beast. You see what I'm saying? You understand? They got a full series they did. You know how those infomercials, I can say they were infomercials. You know how when TV first came out, the white people would come up and do a little science explanation of how things work or what have you. The shit would seem like it was fascinating or what have you. Well, of course, they had, this is how you get blacks in your store, you understand, once they knew where it was going. Meaning that why would he give that advice out to white shop owners and things of that nature when the civil rights era hadn't even completed themselves? Because like General say, the white man is like 50 years ahead of us in what he's sitting in his think tank today thinking about is what's going to happen 30 years down the road or what have you. We'll be damn extinct if we keep on falling and not listening to the prophets of the Lord. You see what I'm saying?
One of the things in the video, they were saying, make the black customer feel like that nobody else has this.
You understand? Of course, Wakanda forever, my nigga. You understand? You understand? Let's see. Let me see. First of all, Africans that come over here, they already is the highest. They're the most wealthy immigrants into the nation out of all peoples. Hamites, when they come over here, they be rich. They be already having money. You understand?
Yeah, that's like my ex-wife. Her uncle was a Hamite. And he they say he's like a prince over there.
Yeah,
he got money.
They be having money. They be having money. So, right? Wakanda Forever would only show you that you got to have all the Gucci. You got to have all the Gucci. You got to be like Mayweather. You got to be like Mayweather. You got to go and, you know, I just do me. You know what I'm saying? I get what I want to get whenever I want to get it. And you know what I'm saying? And I ain't got time for all that. You heard that Uncle Tom garbage he said the other day, or what have you. Meanwhile, Gucci with the black face, you understand? He ain't the only one that's, going to continue to rock Gucci or what have you. Make Gucci rich, and every other homosexual white man that had a fashion company or what have you, that black people must, have the latest, keeping up with the Joneses, what have you. So, our mounting purchasing power was on the radar of white people once they saw Madam C.J. Walker in the 20s become the first millionaire in America. You understand? They understood what it was going to be. You understand? In the 30s, they saw that in the 20s. In the 30s, they seeing that. You understand? And so they knew that they had to integrate us. That was a plan, a well thought out plan that they had, or what were they going to have? You understand? That's why the Russians got behind Martin Luther King, and they had the old communist thing that was going on in America, where what's his name? The FBI joint. Hoover was on his search for all these communists and everything. They was like they should do it again. They should do it again with Trump. Now they done made all this noise about Trump colluding with the goddamn Russians. They talking about Mueller's report might not come out. You understand, to the public. And so the Senate going to try to. The Senate is going to try to make him come testify if the report, like he didn't wasted our time for 2 years with this report of trying to get this bastard out of office. You understand, because he ran it on destroying Israelites and making us look like we was the wrong thing to be, or what have you, saying that the Mexicans was rapists and carrying on. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on in the earth? He gave Martin Luther King money. He was sitting in the Communist Party meetings, MLK, or what have you, because they were able to co-opt him just for this place to be divided. You have to have your niggas quiet in order for things to go good for America, or what have you. You can't have your Negroes being, what's the scripture? That's the crafty council. That's one. But also, if war break out,
everyone shall return to their own.
No, if war break out, what did the Egyptians say? Yeah, the Egyptians said they're going to join unto our enemies if war break out. So they started to oppress us. You understand? That's what happened. That's how it's going down. Go ahead.
Because we multiply so much.
Right. And we was going to be the Lord's chosen. He was going to bless us. You understand? Not like the damn the Jewish man. You understand? He make you sin. He's the one that's pushing all the gayness in Hollywood. But yet and still, you understand, he wouldn't like, there ain't gonna be no homosexuality in the kingdom of heaven. You understand? Because we're gonna chop off anybody's head to do it, but he'll push it on you. You understand? He'll push usury on you, where you have to pay him exorbitant amounts of money to borrow from him. You understand? When he won't do it to one another, but you understand, he'll do that as well with, you understand, things that make the Lord angry. You understand? Worldwide, the whole land is falling to whoredom because of his movies. You understand? Because of the music that he gives black people to sing. He pays black people to sing about. You understand? And the relationship that black people had with Jewish leaders in the Christian church, the black Christian church, goes hand in hand. Yeah, hand in hand is what they was working with. It says, mounting purchasing power, Negro consumer have Negro representatives in the field, and a number of whom, like ourselves, spend half the year traveling. Let me see. It says a president has been established in the low-price automotive field by combining handsomeness and beauty with durability and comfort in the interiors of the 1949 Ford cars. Why you think a Negro will buy a goddamn car before he'll buy a house? They've been planning. They've been planning. You understand? Ford has broken away from the neutral tones which have been traditional for mass production automobiles, as designers have turned to textured fabrics. You understand? Wood wall, wood grain. You know what I'm saying? You got the Gucci seats. You know what I'm saying? You got all the ground effects. The spinners have turned to textured fabrics, popular in fashions, and interior decorating in your whip. You understand? Why you think the pastor got the Rolls Royce parked on the curb? You understand? He ain't never without his caddy or his Benz. Of the three new fabrics, the most unusual is a soft gray tweed mixture with a blue stripe, which gives the 1949 Ford interiors a freshly tailored look. It has been combined with a bolster of blue-gray broadcloth to protect the upper section of both front and rear seats. So it go down and break down the whole car for you in this joint. I'm going to stop on that part. Let me move over here. Let's see. It says, numerous religious, sorority, and fraternity groups travel constantly throughout the year to quarterly or annual conferences. Who's going to do the history on the Greeks and Greek societies that came up under the other Negro, or the other white boy, that black people swear during the Black History Month that we are supposed to, uphold and revere? What was his name? I already mentioned
Alexander the Great?
No.
The Greeks?
No, I said black people bring his name up during Black History Month as somebody who was great. You understand? Huh? We brought out George Carver. He was the one that got us with Tuskegee and building up the Rosenthal schools or what have you, the black schools or what have you. But it was another Negro, his counterpart, that created another movement that had a lot to do with the religious sorority and fraternity groups. Nope, not him. Who? W.E.B. Du Bois, a white man. You understand? Another white man masquerading as black people. You understand? Y'all got to start calling out these white people that's got the blackface on. You know what I'm saying? The blackface is among us. You understand? The blackface is among us. Anybody who go out and sleep with their own some other race and bring some bastard into this community like Julius Somiet or whatever the hell his name is with his Jewish father, he perpetrating like he's black. You understand? Needs they ass handed to them. You understand?
It's like, isn't Frederick Douglass one too?
Frederick Douglass is a white man. Daddy was white. It's a whole bunch of them. It's a whole bunch of them. You understand? Negroes love to hear that. I got white blood in me too. Every light-skinned Negro has got, they got some white blood in them. How you gonna say that? You don't know if you got white people in your family back then. I got a historical record. Got some slave accounts or what have you. How you was the damn overseer. You know what I'm saying? You gonna go and mess up the master's good slaves. You gonna mess up the morale of a Negro. You understand? You the overseer, and you go in and mess up this couple that you brought together. You understand? To raise you up more good bucks and wenches. You understand? And do work in the field. You understand? And make them rich. So it was shunned for the overseer to just go out and rape whoever they want. You understand? Because now this Negro gonna go crazy. You understand? He was a good slave. He was happy. Master, he good to us. You understand? Yes, master. Yes, boss. You understand? Big Daddy, whatever you want. You understand? We was completely capitulated in that slavery for a long time. You understand? So that was frowned upon. You understand? That was frowned upon. So it wasn't happening. It was happening. It's happening more now. Black people and white people getting the freak nasty on than what it was just because there's a light-skinned Negro around you or what have you. You know what I'm saying? It's happening more. You understand? W.E.B. Du Bois, sororities and fraternities. What was they doing? What was they doing? And why is it wrong? Let me see if you got some thinkers in here. Go ahead.
Because the Greeks are gay. And everything about
the Greeks are gay. I'll take that. Anything else? What else?
The Greeks was white.
Greeks was white. Where was the Greek and Greeks sororities and fraternities founded at? And why did black people feel the need to do it? Is black people white? So where did they get it from? They got it from white people where?
Colleges.
White colleges.
Colleges wouldn't allow blacks to be in their fraternities. So
Right.
they started their own.
Right. But, you know, why would you want to be like white people? These are the same people that just had you in slavery, you understand, over 40 years. 40 years before that, you was in chattel slavery under the white man. But now you got the, you know, you made the schools, you educated yourself, you went to Congress in the 1870s, you understand? Then the white man started putting on them sheets, you understand? Started them 50 years of lynching or what have you. You know, listen, why would you try to emulate them in something that you was already Christian? You understand? You was already Christian. If you had anything, if you love Christ, you wouldn't want to be joining black people to join any kingdom besides that of the Most High. That's what the problem is with it. You understand? The Greeks was goddamn heathens. You understand? They was worshiping all kinds of Greek and Roman gods or what have you. You understand? So if you in college acting like you doing something in a Greek and Roman society and way, then could you really be a true follower of Christ? You couldn't be. You couldn't be.
Like we did the same thing. Was it in Apocrypha when it says that wicked Jews went to the heathens and
First Maccabees, very good.
First Maccabees.
All right. I just got so much these words is divinely inspired. You see, they just showing you everything that's going on. It's the same stuff, different day.
I'm good. Exodus 11:71.
Read it. Just read it. All faced with problems of finding suitable places to stay, places to eat, the convenience and comforts with all travelers need and desire. The Green Book, with its list of hotels, boarding houses, restaurants, beauty shops, barbershops, and various services, can most certainly help solve your travel problems. It was the idea of Victor H. Green, the publisher, in introducing the Green Book to save the travelers of his race as many difficulties and embarrassments as possible. Like, he was ashamed of that black skin, boy. You understand? Like, why should you be ashamed and he's the murderer? You understand? He's the one that stole the land. Like, we got low self-esteem. We got Stockholm syndrome. We're gonna go join him
Okay.
to save us from embarrassment.
Okay.
You understand? When he should be the one that's embarrassed. That's where we go. You should go out and joke white people at camp. You understand? Because they a goddamn joke. They a joke. They ain't nothing to be respected and loved. You understand? Love your people. Your people is the one that made this place great.
Okay.
So, you know what I'm saying? Read it.
Exodus 11:7. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue,
Right.
but against man or beast, that you may know how the Lord don't put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel.
You understand? So we should not be joining them. You understand? Bring out all your separation scriptures. You understand? God only loves Israel. You got to bring all that out. You got to bring that milk out. You understand? Till, you know, they choke. They're gonna, you know, they're gonna have to grow because you can't choke on the milk. The milk is just too nice. It's too creamy. It's too delicious. The land of milk and honey. You know what I'm saying? They'll come up and get the honey in these records when they come up in here. But if they receive the milk, you understand? They halfway home. They halfway home. You understand? Remember it said, what's the scripture? You put the honey on the roll and you eat the roll, but it became bitter in your belly.
It says, sweet in thy mouth, good in thy stomach.
You understand? Yeah. You understand? That's what's going on in here. You understand? You get bitter in your stomach up in here sometime. You understand? Because you got to fix you. You understand? You're good and dandy that you know you're an Israelite. But you got to stop that stuff you want. You understand? You got to open up your mouth right and be perfect. You understand? It says the perfect man what? You know what I'm saying? His mouth. What he's saying out of his mouth. That's the key. Much less stopping the pork eating, the shrimp, you know what I'm saying, all the unlawful stuff. Once you get that, you still got to control that tongue. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Ezekiel 34:8.
Read.
Ezekiel 34:8. As I live, saith the Lord, surely because my flock became a prey, and my flock became meat to every beast of the field.
You understand? That's us. We have become the victim. We the vic out here in these streets. All these businesses owned by all the heathens or what have you. You understand? And we sucking on hind tits. That's it. You understand? We have become prey to every beast in the field.
So I got this with Revelation 10:9.
Read it. So
here we go. Revelation 10:9. And I went unto the angel and said unto me, give me the little book. And he said unto me, take it and eat it up, and it shall make thy belly bitter, but it shall be in thy mouth sweet as honey.
You understand? It get grievous up in here. You understand? Nobody listening to us or what have you. You know what I'm saying? But you got to keep on, you know, doing the work of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing easy. Right? So, the many requests we receive for information about it convinces us that he has done much to ease the anxieties of the average Negro traveler. As representatives of the S.O. Standard Oil Company, we are pleased to recommend the Green Book for your travel convenience. Keep one on hand each year, and when you are planning your trips, let S.O. Touring Service supply you with maps and complete routings. And for real, happy motoring. You understand? Use S.O. products and S.O. services. So the white man said, you're going to pay that gas. You're going to buy that gas up. You're going to have that whip. You understand? That's where I went into buying the car next. You understand? Negro has been on Cadillac since yesteryear. You understand? I got a Cadillac I got to do something with right now. You understand? Because of it. You know what I'm saying? It's 2019. You understand? And you still having to deal with the Cadillac. You understand? You still got to deal with it. I'm talking about not a new Cadillac, an old Cadillac. You understand? Lord have mercy. So, does anybody want to bring out anything else? Let's see. I'm not going into that part. But that's what the Green Book was about. That's what it was really about.
About him, what he doing now, you know, putting forth the homosexuality and things like that, that's going against the scriptures and whatnot. That's Daniel 7:25.
Let's read about it. Let me find you Maryland and see what kind of places could you stay in Maryland. Because Maryland you was in slavery, Negro. You was in Maryland. I'm just going to let you know. You was not across the Mason-Dixon, right? You was not across the Mason-Dixon, you sure? You understand? We served plenty devils in this land. Let me find Maryland. See if I can find Maryland for you and see where you could go. Annapolis Hotel. There was the Wrights on Calvert Street. It has a nightclub on Washington Street, right? We always took every Washington, Jackson, and every white devil name after the end of the revolution. I'm not the Revolutionary War, but the Civil War. Baltimore. You used to stay on 1200 Madison Avenue, New York. 1224 Pennsylvania Avenue, the New Albert. That was a hotel you could stay in. Where is it today? Where is it today? Drew Hill Avenue and Packer Street, the Smiths. You can stay at the YWCA on Madison Avenue or Druid Hill Avenue. You had a tourist home, Mrs. E. Watson's on 34 Bloom Street. You had garages that you could go get your car fixed. Gordon's, Murray's, Spot Barbecue. Okay, you could get your car fixed and have barbecue at the same damn time. La Blanche. Then you had barber shops. Nottingham on Pennsylvania Avenue. You see, La Blanche was on Pennsylvania Avenue. The Spot Barbecue Garage was on Pennsylvania Avenue. The Club Barbecue was on Pennsylvania Avenue. You had taverns, Sugar Hill on Drew Hill. You had Wagon Wheel on Pennsylvania Avenue. The Alhambra, you understand? The Alhambra Ballroom, but they had an Alhambra down here on Pennsylvania Avenue too. You see? You understand? It might have been with that little social club they got on Pennsylvania and North Avenue. The Arch Social Club. It might have been right there. You understand? Because Alhambra wasn't no joke. You understand? You don't even know what the Alhambra. What's the Alhambra about? Just the history class. Alhambra is a place in Spain and in Portugal and Spain where you had the Spanish Inquisition, where Paul went to Spain back in 70 AD. You know, around in that time when Paul was running around, he visited Spain. You understand? It was Israelites that was living in Spain. You understand? So then when you had the Spanish Inquisition, you understand, a lot of times you had black people who was being called Moors, you understand, that was living in Spain and Portugal, you understand, in a section called Alhambra, you understand? Alhambra, you understand? When we went up to the ballroom in New York, you understand? A lot of that got a lot of black history in it. You understand? A lot of black history in Spain and Portugal before the Isabella and Ferdinand came back in there and kicked the Muslims out that was in there since the 700s, 700 AD. You understand? After Muhammad or what have you, the Arabs went around North Africa and the southern part of the Mediterranean, and it tell you in Babylon and Timbuktu that everywhere the Islam and the Arabs went, that it was already a Jew there. You understand? We had been there since 300 BC in the Greeks, and then when the Romans came into power in like 150 BC, all the way until, you understand, 70 AD, when we was scattered throughout North Africa and was all in those areas. You understand? All before 800 BC, when we left, when the 10.5 tribes went to Assyria. You understand? And Israelites that had been cast off, that was living in Corinth, Thessalonica, they was living in Rome, or what have you. Israelites were scattered everywhere. You understand? Yeah. Acts
2, 5 to 11.
You know what I'm saying? Acts 2 and 5 to 11. Israelites were scattered everywhere. You understand? Not to mention the Native American Indian and the 10 tribes that came over here in the boats. You understand? That Columbus saw. Columbus was looking for. You understand? All of that was going on. Alhambra, you understand, is a spot in Spain or what have you. You understand? How did it get over to the Americas or what have you? How we end up in the Alhambra ballroom or what have you?
How you found out about what we looking for?
The Roman Catholic Church. The Roman Catholic Church had the records. They had the Apocrypha. It's still in the Roman Catholic Bible, save a couple books they took out or what have you. But yeah, they got the in the Roman Catholic records, they got the Apocrypha in it. You understand? Protestants is the ones that snatched the Apocrypha out of the Bible completely. You understand?
When I was young, I grew up in Catholic. I was young.
Many brothers
in the Bible, in our church Bible, we had the Apocrypha.
Right.
When I got a little bit older, they switched all the Bibles over. We didn't have the Apocrypha anyway.
Yeah.
When I was young,
the Protestant movement, they was the majority of that or what have you. Meaning that the Roman Catholic Bible, it didn't have all 88 books. It had a few missing still, even though it had the Apocrypha in it.
So when they went to Africa about slaves, they didn't want to Africa. They were looking for us.
Yeah, they was looking for us. We got expelled from Spain and Portugal. You understand? We was living in England. You understand? We was living all in those areas or what have you, during the so-called Dark Ages. You understand? We was all up in that zone, and we fled into Africa. You understand? We was in the slave coast. I can pull up the pictures of places that they called Judah and Negro land in Africa, on the west coast of Africa, or what have you. How do you build the greatest kingdom in the face of the earth? Why do you have a pyramid on the back of your dollar bill? Because the founding fathers knew what? They knew who they was putting in slavery. You understand? Who spent time in slavery? Huh? White people calling themselves Jewish? Right? No. Did they go into slavery by way of slave ships? What scripture?
Deuteronomy 28 and 68.
All right. You understand? We're going to stay there. Nightclubs, the Little Comedy on Pennsylvania Avenue, Ubanji on Pennsylvania Avenue, Wonderland on Pennsylvania Avenue, Casino on Pennsylvania Avenue, 20th Century on West Island. You got the liquor stores on Linda Avenue, Berman's, Fines, Hackerman's.
I think that liquor store menu is still there.
It might be. It just might be.
You understood that one.
You understand?
And the YMCA is still there. That's the circuit.
Try if you tried to go to Little Italy, you understand, back in the day, you understand, when no, you was going to die out here in these streets. What is that? Beantown? Beantown on the east side over there where you at? West Baltimore. What is it called? What's it called? Pigtown.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Polish.
Yeah.
All kinds of Polish people, Polish immigrants and stuff like that. Yeah, you understand? White filthy trash still live over there right now. All day. Drug using, everything.
You're right. I went over there one night trying to get home from work. I had to fight from coming from work to get home.
That's how they operate. You understand? They do not love you.
God, it was about 6 of them. I had to fight them.
I hear you. They was going to jump you for sure. So, you know what I'm saying? Baltimore had places in the Green Book. You had to get down that whole Pennsylvania Avenue. You know what I'm saying? It was like U Street. You know what I'm saying? Black entertainers should be, they disgrace. Give me a description. What am I looking for about a black Negro that's famous? What should you know about anything that's going on black and famous? What does the Lord think about it? Let's see where the scholars at. Where they at?
Easier for a camel to go to the eye.
No, not even that. Not even the fact that they rich, but it's good. You understand? It's good. It's real good that you said that. But I got something even more. No, definitely not. This is in the New Testament. That's why a pastor should know he wicked when he got a mega church.
No. It gotta be in Mark talk about wrong stuff.
Here it is. Read it. Luke. What that say?
Highly esteemed.
Read it. I don't know. I need a little sharpening up on that too. Yeah, you know. 16 and 15. You know how to sharpen it up?
I got it, Luke 16 and 15.
Read it.
It says, and he said unto them, ye are they which justify yourself before men.
Read that again.
And he said unto them, ye are they which justify yourself before men.
That's the Oscars. Every Negro that was at the Oscars last night was trying to justify himself before men instead of, serving the Most High. You understand? Serving his brother. He is worried about men. You understand? Not the sons of God, but the sons of men. He's worried about these other nations. Go ahead.
But Yahweh knoweth your heart.
You understand? The Most High know your hearts. You understand? Why you up there pushing the agenda of the so-called white man? You understand? Why you care more about that than you care about your brothers that's still struggling in the hood? Because you got it. You made it now. You understand?
Right.
Nah. The Most High know your heart. Read on.
For that which is highly esteemed among men.
Yeah, white people give you money. You got the big Benz. You got this, that, and the other, or what have you. You can do this, that, and the other. You can go to here, there, and everywhere. You can live in the white man's neighborhood. The highly esteemed of what among men is what?
Is abomination in the sight of Yahweh.
Yeah. The Lord is not with you. You understand? Everybody knows who you are if you hear out the I.S.U.P.K. What you seeing, we explain it to you. You understand? Like we ain't even so bold as to be like Christ and speak to you in parables. We real nice to you. Yahushua was a highly austere man. You understand? You know that? You know that scripture. He was a austere man. You understand? He was disciplined, cold, and hard. And he spoke in parables, right? We get out there and give you something easy. And you hate us for it. Know that you hated him first. You understand? But he knew you already. You understand? He was like, I don't want him in here. That's why you blind right now. That's why you're blind right now. And you don't know, especially you rich niggas. You're blind and you are leading the blind, and both of you shall fall in a ditch. You understand? That's what's going on.
You saying the blind? I got another one in Luke 4:18.
Go ahead.
Luke 4:18. This is in red too, mother. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he hath anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He has sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to preach deliverance to the captives, and recovery of sight to the blind.
Yeah, all they concerned about is getting down with the white man. You understand? And the riches that they can get from joining the white man. That's all, the only thing that they are worried about. But the Lord know them like the back of their hand. They the same Negroes, Caiaphas. They the same Sadducees and Pharisees. You understand? The same big head Negroes, Saul. You understand? Same wicked kings that Israel had. You understand? Year after year. Same Solomon when he sinned against the Lord as well. You understand? All that. Same Judas. You understand? That sorry sackers, you understand, for some money, sold out his king. Man. Any more? Okay. Let me give you the education that you're lacking right now. When it's 8:45, when anybody is teaching and you're the guard, or you're on the technology, you indicate that you got it's 8:45, that you got 15 minutes to go. You understand? So we start on time and we end on time. You understand? So with that, you understand? I'm going to end the class because we are over the time. I'm breaking up in Commander General Yohanna's time. You trying to get me bust down, right? Come on now. Let's get this together. UPK. Let's get your security together.
I know I was going to say something, but...
No. Whatever I was saying is not important in the protocol. All right, Most High Christ. So let's get this over with. That's right. So with that, Israel, we're going to hold off on the prayers. One courtesy, you call it. Do you know how to call it? Show them how to call it. Men of Israel?
Men of Israel, one courtesy to the teacher. Men of Israel, I.S.U.P.K, Mighty, Rock.
How about Shem
Yahweh Sorry.
Courtesy to the sisters. Men of Israel, Mighty,
Shabbat.
Shabbat, Mighty, Rock.
Yahweh Shema,
That concludes the class. You can go ahead and start.
Come on, concept. A yonder boy.